I'm delighted to welcome you all to Scotland. Obviously, those of you who live here don't need a welcome, but many of you have travelled from all over the world, and particularly from down south. I grew up here. I haven't lived here for 30 years, but I grew up here. And it's a delight to come from a country. It's so excited to be in the World Cup. And Iron Brew, as you probably all know, is our national drink. And if you didn't know it, it's made from girders. Now, I grew up speaking Scots, and I didn't know that girders is a Scottish word. Found it out on the way here this morning. It's an iron beam. And the Forth Rail Bridge is made of iron, so that's why we use it as an emblem. And a lot of these beams tied together for structural security. We are a nation that has already won the World Cup. So just want to let anybody else know that supporting their home teams, we've won. And we've won because we're there for the first time in 28 years, half of my lifetime. For some of you in the room, that's your whole lifetime. We measure our prowess on No Scotland, No Party. We will bring the charisma, the energy, and the party to the World Cup. I don't like football. So why am I talking about it? Well, I noticed last weekend in North London, where I live, I drove by these signs as they were being put up, and then on Sunday as they were getting ready for the Arsenal parade. I have not seen a city like London was last weekend since Princess Diana died. It was the last time that people were on the streets at the scale. Every single person in North London, and there's millions of us, was in red. The trains were full of people coming into the city. And in society now, there is a need. There is a cultural need. There is a community need. We need to be together. We need to be a community collaborating globally, particularly in open source, because that underlies everything we do. And right now, we're living in a world of geopolitical shift and friction, which you are going to hear talked about all the way through today's sessions. So for me, although I'm not a football fan, I saw the importance of where I live and my home country celebrating football and bringing people together. And in some ways, it's a bit like AI, right? So you have this concept of openness and sharing and collaboration, bringing people together, all of us owning it. As it says here, we remembered who we are, what we are, and who we represent. And that's a message not just for Arsenal fans, that's a message for society, for digital technologists and AI creators, for all of us. And I think what we also get, because we open it up in that environment, is we get innovation that everybody can collaborate around, everybody can enter the market. We democratize AI by bringing open source to it. And you will see us talk all the way through today's sessions about it. We have the support of the AI minister. Keep going, Ross.
But we can't go alone. We know that it's not about control, it's about collaboration. If we want to build the world's best technology, including AI, we have to do it together.
One of the fundamental things we're focused on in the UK government is AI adoption. And the virality, the impact, the enthusiasm of open source as a way of driving that across business and more widely is a really important feature.
OpenUK is the convening point for the UK's open technology community's leadership and conversations.
And open governance just allows you to have trust with developers and allows them to really build with you. And it's super important to have something that we can build together if you want to have something that everybody wants to adopt.
We translate difficult technical questions into easy to understand concepts.
OpenUK brings together the best of open source talent in the UK, and it fosters that community and takes us to a global stage and helps us to get in front of government, which essentially helps us to do better things and drive more innovation.
Open source is incredibly important for the future of the world. AI technology isn't ubiquitously available to everybody, and particularly lower and middle income countries are falling behind in their ability to provide really good solutions to improve the lives of their citizens. Investing in building shared open source solutions enables all of us to stand on the shoulder of giants and to be able to use this technology quickly and effectively to improve the lives of our citizens worldwide.
We can't build everything here in the UK, and we want to make sure we're partnering with allies to make sure that the future of AI is both prosperous but also full of the values that we share, which is why I'm deeply excited about the collaboration with India and with other countries.
So I'm really enjoying OpenUK's vision for the future, reaching out into other countries and making sure that as we build together, we do that in a sincere way.
Open source is making AI more democratic. People are not going to pay for proprietary models when they can get similar sort of performance from open source models. One of the biggest reasons that AI projects fail is lack of skills in this space. Open source bridges that gap by bringing together communities and sharing resources that folks can contribute to.
And that is where I think your wider questions on security, on resilience really come into play. We won't be able to get the economic opportunity here unless people believe that they can trust AI deployment, AI adoption. That's why sovereignty as well as resilience come together.
I trust open source probably more than I trust proprietary software because you can see the code, you understand how it works, and you can run it on your own infrastructure without needing some influence from some big proprietary company.
Openness in that, particularly around protocols, builds trust with enterprises, but all the individual contributors, that they know this will be always open, they can always use this, and this is nothing, a proprietary API that might eventually, being put behind closed doors, which, in the past has happened to things. And so having something in the open is very useful for building that trust. That is really the foundation for building a strong ecosystem.
We have the most dense developer community here, a history of open source being a really fundamental driver of progress. We want the UK to continue to be that. I know OpenUK will play a big role in making sure that happens here, happens globally as well.
At significant moments in the history of technology, the history of computing, we've seen the UK lead. And when the UK's led, it's not been by controlling, it's been by helping to define collaboratively the technical standards that drive innovation. OpenUK exists to make our future a shared one.
All of us being here today, coming together to talk about that shared collaborative future, to talk about the AI openness stack, is possible thanks to our sponsors and our speakers. And I want to show you who's speaking today because they are world class. If you were in San Francisco, you would not get a better set of speakers. They are an incredible group of people. We also have apologies to share with you. So David Sawyer-Paris, who created MCP when he still works for Anthropic, isn't able to be with us today. Does anybody know where MCP was created? London. Peter Steinberger from OpenClaw also isn't able to be with us today. He announced last night his new role with OpenAI. Where do you think OpenClaw was created? London. We have a world-leading AI and digital community here that we really need to engage and bring together. And events like this, they're all about bringing all of you together, just like the football. Thank you very much to our sponsors who have made today possible. Thank you in particular to NatWest, because NatWest has given us this venue, which has made such a difference, and their team has worked tirelessly for us. Thank you also to our general sponsors. Linaro, Mozilla, G Research are amongst our newest sponsors, and we're delighted to have representation from them with us today. Thank you very much. If any of your organizations would also like to sponsor us, you know where we are. And also, in the breaks, you will find demos, you will find table holders who want to talk to you out in the atrium where your food is being served. The hallway track in this conference, State of OpenCon, is one of the really unique things. And that hallway track is where you will meet the speakers, it was where you will meet the influencers, so make the most of the opportunity to do that. We have a break from around 12. We kicked off a wee bit late, so we might be slightly after 12 going into that break for lunch. We then have a break from 3 to 4, where you'll have afternoon tea out there, and from 6 to 7 this evening, you'll be able to enjoy drinks out in the atrium. There will be no fire alarms today, unless it's a fire. Head out of the room this way or the back of the room, depending on where you're sitting. My last thanks is to a group of people who are here today because they've volunteered. And I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, because we are about community, as you might have picked up. And that community of individuals every year for the 4 years of State of OpenCon are who have made it work. It's not about OpenUK on its own, it's not about my team, it's about the 400 or 500 volunteers a year who speak for us, who organise events, and who are part of all this. We also get a lot of press and media support. Chris Weston is sitting in the audience. During the breaks, he will be upstairs in podcast room 1 or 2. You'll have to knock and see which. And Chris will be doing podcasts with all of you. So anybody who wants to go in and do a quick 5-10 minute discussion with Chris about what they do and how they're finding today, please head up there. Adrian, I think, thought he was being funny, but actually, OpenUK AI the new, he also calls me the grand dam of open source, which I go with. OpenUK AI the new, at first I looked at it and thought, Sassenach. But actually, when I thought about it, it's not a bad play on words, I quite like it. Everything we do is subject to our competition policy. Lots of you come from competing companies and collaborate around open source and AI. Please remember that you're talking to your competitors and don't discuss anything that would breach that. And also, we have a code of respect. Treat everybody with kindness. Everything we do, we hope to do that. If you have any concerns with anything anybody says or does today, please go to the welcome desk, even if it's me. There are no exceptions. So have a great day.